All right, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about really what do you guys think the impact's going to be, right? So we're in almost November. Education has been clearly, I guess, in my view, the silver lining is that there's been a focus of education. The fact that we're talking about it is good. But what do we think that the long-term impact is going to be on students, on families, on working professionals that have honestly probably sacrificed to be able to take care and educate their children when, they're not in school every day?
Well, I think it depends, obviously, on a lot of different factors, but, I think about the different age groups, right? There's a major impact on, the different ages. My son this year, like Dr. Dave was saying, is the school district really has their act together. It's very dialed in. He loves it. One day on, one day remote, and the schedule works out really well. It's very organized, and he's enjoying it. The third grader is getting a little, it's difficult. So luckily she's been at school, but during the first part of the pandemic, she wasn't. And, she would sit at the computer, do a lot of work. And we've, as we both, my wife and I working, thought she was, wow, she's doing so good. She's getting all her work done. She wasn't getting her work done. So, there's that. And then, I think in general speaking, in some ways though, like if you have a certain age child, you're going to be able to get right through it if you've got a great broadband connection and they're of a certain age group where they're somewhat independent. If they don't have that connection and they're younger, I think instead of a digital divide, we're creating a digital chasm. And I think this is going to wreak havoc on some families for years to come. And that's what scares me the most of this entire situation. Because in some ways, we've seen how broadband has had just such a major impact, right, in keeping a lot of this together. And in some families that may already work remote for their job, it's not a huge impact, maybe even business as usual, right? And for others, it's devastating.
And I think as an industry, people have realized how woefully inadequate the broadband coverage is. And it's just not the gaps that we have, but it's just the capacity in the network that we have. I mean, we see our customer base go up by 5 or 6%, but we see the bandwidth they're gobbling up every quarter go up by 10, 18, 22%. I mean, it's staggering just how much is being utilized, and in some areas, just how little is available to the customer base.
So on one side of that coin, Dennis, you're seeing how the consumption is dramatically growing. They're at home, more devices, more needs. The kids are there, right? So you can see what's happening, right? And the need is becoming so great. And then to really think about that, it's like that meter is running on the consumption, and someone else, we can't even get it started.